Um, how do I even start this video? This is a weird one. This will be a very different, very lightly edited. Not much editing in this video. And more or less talk for a minute. Put thoughts in the video and put it out there. But obviously, not the biggest of channels. Only like 42 subscribers, I believe, which still fantastic. 42 subscribers. I know a fair few of your friends and family, which I appreciate you all. And if you see this, I appreciate you all the same, or more rather. But obviously been absent from posting ever since my holiday. I've kind of been a bit patchy with it, and then the last 2 weeks especially has just been nearly dead silent because some stuff going on, like insurance stuff and just working a lot and just trying to save and changing a lifestyle really. Biggest changes, obviously a lot of this channel has been based around training and bodybuilding and out of the sorts, posing and stuff. But given the time commitments and how much of my life I've put on hold or have been putting on hold to even attempt on my first bodybuilding show, I decided it wasn't worth it. Like, as much as I would love to compete and be able to sit there and go, yeah, I did a bodybuilding show, even if it was just an amateur, like even if it was the amateur show, which it was what I was planning to do, for the cost of my goals and my future of, things I want to do, it just didn't add up. So that was a very hard decision I had to make last week. And also I was struggling to keep up. It's expensive. Like everything, it just gets it gets very expensive. But, which obviously some of you have seen these videos. I've shared them out before in previous videos, but I'm Cade Robinson. I'll put his Instagram here and I'll tag him below. I cannot recommend him enough. If you've got the drive, you've got that energy, like he is fucking unreal. He's a fantastic coach. I've seen him in action live, like in person too, and he was awesome. So shout out to Cade. I can't stress that enough. He was awesome. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. And I don't know. I'm starting to try and get fitter. Like conventionally fitter. Like I would still, when I was with Cade doing the bodybuilding training, I was still doing cardio for 20 minutes 3 times a week. I would usually only do the Stairmaster. But I've kind of looked at it and decided I want to try and make it more functional, start doing the bike, running, swimming. Right now, so far, because it's winter, I'm not fucking swimming. It's too fucking cold. So I'm running. Off rip the other day, I posted on my Instagram. I probably haven't posted on YouTube yet, which I still will. I thought, fuck, I could probably run a 5K. Like, I jotted down what 5Ks was around my area and ran it in 26 minutes, 28 minutes. I can't exactly remember. But yeah, I did that. I was pretty impressed with myself for 5 kilometers. For someone, like, I haven't ran 5 kilometers straight in almost a decade. Since high school, like year 10 cross country. A long time, like in perspective for me. So that was refreshing. I was sore for a couple of days afterwards. I didn't warm up. There'd been next to no actual easing into a 5 kilometer run, which is silly. I'm glad I haven't injured myself in any which way, which is fantastic. But I did that and I really enjoyed it. So with a little bit of cash I had from a job that I'd done, I bought some running shoes. I broke them in today a little bit. I walked a Bay to Bay 5K, which, So I did a 5K. I don't know if it's like going to be flipped or not for you guys, but did a 5 kilometer walk because the actual run was sold out and I was doing it with some other people. So yeah, they gave you a medal too, which is kind of, it feels like a participation trophy, participation trophy. Especially it's only a 5 kilometer walk, you know, but still cool nevertheless. And yeah, it was exciting getting there. You know, my partner Laura, she ran the 12K, which was fantastic. She did it with my mum. She did it under an hour, which is insane. And I think there's a race coming up in like 4 months, right? I believe. And my kind of personal goal I want to set for myself is to be able to run. I think they have a 10K race. They might have a 12. If they have a 12, then that's the goal. But if they have a 10, that's the goal. You know, that's in September, June, July, August, September. So that's, you know, 2 months-ish. 2 months of training. And the goal is to be able to do that 10 or 12K, which, I don't know, if I could do a 5K in sub half an hour, I feel like I could get to that 10K. So it might be a little bit, like the crux of what I'm saying is my lifestyle and my training has changed. And so will videos, I guess, really. Like that's, like I said, 40 subscribers. It's still a very young, early channel. Like changing content and everything, it's still fitness, you know? But more importantly, it's still me. I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm thinking too deep into this, but like I said at the beginning of the video, this is just really like lightly edited, just putting it out there of like my thoughts of what's going on and kind of what I'm wanting to do in, you know, my life, because that is what's happening. Is I'm not bodybuilding anymore. Like bodybuilding, I never actually competed, but I was building towards it, and now I'm trying to get, you know, run fit for now, and then eventually swim fit, maybe cycle fit. I don't know. I don't really cycle too much after I hurt myself on a bike, so that was fun. But yeah. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say. This is a very random thing. I don't expect this to actually get seen by many people, but it still feels good getting this video and putting it out there, because this is the reality of life, is shit changes, you know? You put your mind to one thing and then you realize you're losing life, like losing your life. Oh, cut that part. This is the reality of life, you know? You get so set on the one thing until you get to a point where you realize you can't sustain that energy towards it. And for something like bodybuilding, you need to be 100% in it. Nearly every meal, nearly every training session, to be able to actually compete. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Because if you're showing up on stage unconditioned, then what's the point? It's a waste of your money. It's a waste of everyone's time, you know? So, yeah, that's about it for now. This is rounded out to nearly 10 minutes. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, I'd say like and subscribe, but you know, the type of content you'll see will be to be determined in the future. I might try and film, you know, me starting my runs and getting, you know, warming up and my training towards a 10K. I might even film my next 5K if I've got the right stuff. That's about it. Yeah. So yeah.